Think about this for a sec. You spent over a decade in school, and almost none of it taught you how money actually works. We learned math, history, science, and how to follow rules. We learned how to show up on time, meet deadlines, and prepare for tests. But after all that time, most people graduate without knowing how to manage cash flow, how debt really compounds, how credit cards or insurance work, or how wealth is actually built. And what's wild is this. Your money affects almost every major decision you'll make as an adult. Where you live, how stressed you are, food and shelter, etc., and even when you can stop working at some point. Yet it was treated like an optional topic, or worse, something that you'd just kind of figure out later. The result is that a lot of smart people enter adulthood prepared to work, but are unprepared to win financially. By the end of this video, you'll learn the why and what the key money skills actually are. As always, this isn't advice, just sharing insights for you to make your own choices and help level up. Look at the structure of school. You're rewarded for following instructions, staying inside the lines, and getting the right answer. You're taught how to be evaluated, not how to evaluate opportunities. The entire system funnels students towards jobs, building resumes so you can submit applications, get interviews, get a job, and get promotions. And there's nothing wrong with having a job, but ownership is rarely discussed within school. Very few classes explain how businesses work, how equity functions, or how income can exist without hourly labor. So most people graduate fluent in obedience, but financially dependent on wages. School optimizes for workforce participation, not wealth creation. That's the lane it knows best how to build. Most people don't have a money problem, they have a money flow problem. Here's the default pattern for most households. Money comes in and immediately goes out. Paycheck to rent or mortgage, to the car payment, to subscriptions, food, insurance, bills. At the end of the month, the account resets close to zero. What school never taught is the difference between earning money and directing money. Wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about where the money goes after you make it. Assets slow the outflow and create new inflows. Expenses only drain. Without understanding this flow, people chase higher income while staying financially stuck. Working harder has limits. The good news is ownership doesn't work the same way. Effort is linear. You put in time, you get paid once, and a defined amount. Ownership is different. It keeps paying after the work is done. But school emphasizes effort above all else. Study harder, work longer, push more, and do more. What's rarely explained is that effort alone doesn't scale well. There are only so many hours in a day. But ownership, equity, systems, products aren't capped by time. This is why two people can work equally hard and end up in completely different financial positions over time. One sells their time, the other owns something that produces value. That distinction is so key and changes everything. School taught you how to basically avoid risk. Real life requires learning how to measure it. In school, risk is punished. Wrong answers lower your grade. Failure has real, clear, and direct consequences. So it's easy for people to internalize the idea that all risk is bad. But financial growth requires calculated risk, not reckless gambling, but thoughtful decisions with known downsides and controlled exposure. School doesn't teach probability in real-world terms. It doesn't teach downside planning or asymmetric upside. So many adults either avoid opportunity completely or take blind risk without understanding them. The missing skill we aren't taught isn't courage, it's being able to evaluate risk and upside. Something to think about. If you stop working, does your income stop too? Most people trade hours for money, and early in life that works. But over time, that trade becomes fragile. Your energy can decline, and time becomes more valuable, especially as your responsibilities can increase. School rarely discusses leverage and the ways to separate income from constant effort. Systems, automation, delegated labor, and assets all extend your time. Without time leverage, people remain productive but trapped. busy but not free. The most dangerous expenses are the ones that feel normal. Fixed costs have a huge impact and quietly control financial freedom. Mortgages, car payments, subscriptions, insurance, they all feel manageable until income changes. School teaches budgeting, but not about the impact of certain expenses. Once lots of fixed costs are locked in, flexibility disappears. People feel stuck not because they're irresponsible, because their certain lifestyle just got locked in. Understanding which expenses are permanent versus adjustable is a major money skill, and most people only learn it after it's too late. School teaches you how to get a job, but not how to design income. Raises are capped, promotions are competitive, and layoffs aren't personal and can happen whenever. Income strategy means understanding where money comes from, how controllable it is, and how resilient it can be. Multiple income streams aren't about hustle culture. They're about reducing dependence on a single point of failure. School prepares you to be chosen, not the ability to choose. This wasn't a conspiracy, it was a design choice. Education systems were built to supply labor, not independence. They do that job well. But if you're aiming for financial independence, that requires different thinking. Ownership, risk management, and leverage. Those skills aren't inherently dangerous. They're just outside the normal system and how it's set up, where responsibility is taught, compliance is rewarded, and stability is prioritized. Wealth building is something you're expected to figure out on your own. Once you understand that, the confusion lifts. You stop blaming yourself and start learning the skills that we're missing. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you on the next one.